Hi everyone! Welcome to Tabletop Worms. In our last video, we went over all 8 weapon masteries in D&D in the most entertaining way ever. That's right, ever. So today we're deep diving into how those masteries play with the muscles are required, intelligence not expected barbarians.
Hey, I resemble that!
My point. Barbarians are one of the 5 classes that can use weapon masteries without a feat in the 2024 edition of D&D. And they are proficient with every weapon in the game. What can I say? Barbarians like to experiment with their toys.
I like sticks and balls. What?
But first, let's talk about our very first sponsor for our channel, Homie and the Dude. You probably know Homie and the Dude from their successful Kickstarter, The Wandering Tavern, which Mr. Worm and I backed. The Wandering Tavern is a Studio Ghibli-inspired and system-agnostic floating TTRPG setting with optional D&D 5e stats included. It's cram-packed full of plot hooks, mysteries, threats, and everything you need for a campaign. However, if you already have an established world or setting, The Wandering Tavern is the perfect, unique pit stop for your players to visit, take a load off, and delve into a whole new sort of adventure. They are also the creators of Sky Zephyrs, a 250-page tome that reimagines how vehicles and airships operate in D&D 5e. Unlock a whole new way to experience swashbuckling, dynamic 3-dimensional vehicle movement, and combat as you take your adventures to new uncharted heights. Soar across the skies in your custom-built Zephyr and hand-selected aircrew. Use their vast collection of items, spells, and player options to turn the tide as you face a menagerie of creatures and NPC Zephyrs. If all of this sounds awesome to you and you want to support our channel, you can. When you put in the code TT10 at checkout, you'll get 10% off your order from everything on the website. That's right, everything. So go to Homie and the Dude's website listed in the description below, use the code TT10 to get 10% off and support our channel. Thank you Homie and the Dude for sponsoring this video.
Level 1. Fight!
Starting at level 1, barbarians can use the mastery property of any simple or martial melee weapon. Unfortunately, no range masteries here, which kinda sucks because I can totally see a barbarian with a sling if they didn't want to throw a javelin around. At this level, graze and push are your best friends. Why graze? Well, even if you're proficient with a weapon, odds are you only have a +3 modifier to your strength. With that, you've got a 55% chance to hit your average goblin with an AC of 15. With graze, even when you miss, you still deal 3 damage every single time. But wait, there's more. If you're raging, you get to add that damage to graze as well. That's 5 damage just for missing. That'll turn your average goblin into delicious deli meat in 2 to 3 turns.
Tastes like chicken.
As for push, simple. Push doesn't require a saving throw to move the enemy. Yeah, I know, it still shocks me too. You can yeet enemies across the battlefield without even giving them a chance. Just maybe push them away from your squishy friends and not towards them.
Kenobi, catch!
But I don't play catch! A good third option is cleave. Getting to hit another creature is always satisfying, especially with your massive weapon.
Level 2.
At level 2, barbarians get reckless attack. You get advantage on strength attack rolls while attacks against you have advantage. You basically turn yourself into a
hit me harder, daddy, please
machine. I'm still sticking with graze, push, and cleave for now.
Level 3.
Level 3 is when you get your barbarian subclass. After looking at each subclass from both the 2024 and 2014 versions of the game, there are some subclasses that couldn't give a flying f**k about weapon masteries. I'm looking at you, Zealot, Beast, and Battle Rager.
Hey, you don't know me.
For them, just follow the general barbarian suggestions and you'll be fine. For the rest, let's dive in. Ancestral Guardians have Ancestral Protectors, which pairs perfectly with Sap. The enemies will have disadvantage on all attack rolls which don't target you, plus disadvantage on its first attack roll before your next turn. That's right, just constant failure. Like me when I'm applying for a job. Path of the Giants has Giant's Havoc, which makes throwing weapons look super sexy. Go for a battle axe with Topple and watch your enemies hit the dirt from 20 feet away. Otherwise, flex the extra 5 feet of reach from Giant's stature by grabbing a weapon with reach and turning the space around you into a 15-foot no-no square. Pick a weapon with graze, push, cleave, topple, or slow, and watch as your enemies think twice about getting close. I'd stick with push or graze for now and pick up either cleave or topple at next level. Stormcrawler barbarians want to get up close and personal with enemies to take advantage of their damaging auras. Keep your enemies in the danger zone with slow and topple.
Is there a highway for that danger zone?
Ah, Chaos Incarnate. If you're lucky enough to roll a 4 when you rage as a wild magic barbarian, then you will absolutely want a weapon with topple or push. Rolling a 4 gives your weapon the light and thrown properties with a range of 20 feet and a long range of 60. And after you throw the weapon, it returns to your hand. Now imagine toppling or pushing an enemy from 20 feet away. You just became a backline's worst nightmare. Enemy archer in range to hit an ally? Push them out of range. Enemy wizard trying to run away? Make them bow to your glory with topple. Enemy healer trying to get to their buddy? Chuck your weapon and push them off a cliff. It may be a 1 in 8 chance to get that 4, but when you get it, perfection.
Level 4.
I guess we need to talk about feats.
I have feats. I have 3 and a bummy foot.
You're stupid.
You're stupid.
If you want to maximize the amount of stupid you can do with a barbarian, pick the Crusher feat. Not only do you get to increase your strength score by 1, but any enemy you hit can be moved 5 feet. And guess what? This one doesn't have a save either. Combine this baby with Push and you can move enemies 15 feet with no saving throw. When you combine it with Cleave, you can move multiple enemies 5 feet away. Speaking of Cleave, the Great Weapon Master feat might as well just say, use Cleave for maximum results. Why? Anytime you hit an enemy with a heavy weapon, you deal extra damage equal to your proficiency bonus. And if you crit or reduce a creature to 0 HP with a melee weapon, you can deal an extra attack on your bonus action. Keep your allies from kill stealing so you can pew-pew more often.
Level 5.
Barbarians get extra attack at this level. Grab a weapon with Vex and make that next hit land harder. Or, just hit those meatbags twice because that's what you do best.
Level 6.
At level 6, Path of the Giants picks up Elemental Cleaver. Not only can you channel the power of the elements into your weapon, but now that weapon gets the thrown property and a 20-foot range. Grab a weapon with Topple or Push and start punishing the backline for daring to exist. Ah, Path of the World Tree. With branches of the tree, you can yank your enemies into place by teleporting them next to you, nuking their movement speed, and then making them regret their life choices by toppling them. Their movement, 0. Their chance of escape, slim.
Like a Slim Jim.
It gets better. Yank them over and hit them with sap. If they dare to leave, you get an attack of opportunity. If they try to hit you, it'll be with disadvantage. It's like playing Keep Away, but way more fun and with less running.
Level 9. Wait, we just skipped levels 7 and 8. Why? You know I can't read that.
At level 9, Barbarians unlock Brutal Strike, because smashing stuff wasn't brutal enough. This lets our meat-headed unaliving machines give up advantage on a strength-based attack with Reckless Attack to trigger one of 2 effects: Forceful Blow, a push, or Hamstring Blow, a slow. With Brutal Strike, the push and slow masteries become a bit less shiny since you can now apply them pretty consistently without relying on the weapon's properties. The catch? You can't be at disadvantage when using it, so naturally, you'll want a weapon with Vex to ensure at least a neutral roll. Then again, assuming a barbarian has common sense might be a bit much.
I have common sense. Penny, for your thoughts?
You are such a barbarian, Monty.
Level 10.
At this level, Berserker Barbarians get the Retaliation feature. Basically, if you're within 5 feet of something and it hits you, you get to smack it right back with a melee attack. And because you're a barbarian, why stop at one enemy? Grab Cleave and hit 2 baddies at once like the overachiever you are. Oh, and yes, Cleave works with opportunity attacks too. More swinging, less thinking. Oh boy, if you're playing Path of the World Tree, congratulations, you've officially become the Barbarian Weapon Mastery God. You get Battering Roots, which says during your turn, your reach is 10 feet greater with any melee weapon that has the heavy or versatile property as tendrils of the World Tree extend from you. When you hit with such a weapon on your turn, you can activate the Push or Topple mastery in addition to a different mastery property you're using with that weapon. This means you can use Push or Topple even if your weapon doesn't have that mastery. Now imagine this. Combine Cleave with Push or Topple to mess with multiple enemies. Or go wild and mix Slow and Topple. Not only do they lose 10 feet of movement speed from Slow, but they have to use half of what's left to get up from the prone of Topple. Now no one can get away from your wrath.
Everyone must love me. Level 13.
At level 13, you get 2 new Brutal Strike options: Staggering Blow and Sundering Blow. Staggering Blow gives the enemy disadvantage on its next saving throw and stops it from making opportunity attacks. Sundering Blow gives you a +5 to the next attack roll against it. You can combine Staggering Blow with Topple so the enemy will be less likely to pass their save, or use Sundering Blow to hit the first target and activate Cleave to hit the second one.
Thank you.
Wait, why do you hate it? Okay, Grognard, enjoy being boring.
Level 14.
Path of the Wild Heart finally rears its head here with its level 14 feature, Power of the Wilds. The keys here are Ram and Lion. Combine Lion with Sap for disadvantage everywhere the enemy looks, and Ram lets you forego Topple entirely to smack bitches with different masteries. Though at this level you're basically a god, so it doesn't really matter which masteries you have.
You called?
I said god, not dog.
But I am a god. A god spelled backwards.
Ugh.
Level 17.
At level 17, you can use 2 Brutal Strike abilities in one attack. I'd say you want a weapon with Vex to reliably apply Brutal Strikes, but your attacks are probably connecting more often than not, so just pick anything at this point.
Level 19.
You get epic boons here. Honestly, no one ever makes it this far, and if they do, I can't imagine they care about weapon masteries. However, I would choose Boon of Combat Prowess so that you can make a miss hit once per turn. Who needs Graze when you can hit things consistently? And that's Weapon Masteries for Barbarians. Don't forget to check out our Weapon Masteries cheat sheet below, and we'll see y'all next time. Have a great rest of your day.
Crafting videos in